Nocturnal recaps here. Today I will tell you about a Ukrainian war movie called Снайпер, The White Raven. An ordinary teacher becomes the deadliest sniper after the Russians took everything away from him. Ukraine, 2014. The main character of the movie, Mykola Voronenko, lives together with his wife Nastya in the east of Ukraine. Mykola and Nastya are among the first eco-settlers in this area. They live far away from civilization in a small house that Mykola built with his own hands. Mykola works as a regular school teacher while his pregnant wife spends her time painting birds and making figurines. There is no TV in their house, so Mykola learns all the news at school. One day, after arriving at work, Mykola learns that the president of Ukraine has fled to Russia after the killings of protesters in Kiev and Russia's occupation of Crimea. At the lesson, Mykola tries in every possible way to teach the students, but one of the bullies named Ivan has no interest and tries in every possible way to disrupt the lesson.
Ты тут чужой. Уёбай отсюда.
On his next trip to work, Mykola notices several Russian soldiers who had crossed the border shortly before, having removed all identifying marks. Arriving at the school, Mykola is surprised to find it completely empty. It soon becomes clear why. Russians crossed the border from the east and began occupying administrative buildings. Mykola immediately gets on his bike and rides home, but it is too late. Two Russians have found their house and captured Nastya. Mykola runs to her rescue, but is hit in the face with a rifle butt. He begs them not to touch Nastya, as she is pregnant, but they do not want to listen. Russians don't like the fact that they speak pure Ukrainian, so one of the soldiers goes into their house and sets it on fire. When the Russians are about to leave, Nastya gets up with her last strength and is about to throw a stone at them in retaliation. The soldiers notice this and without hesitation shoot her, after which she dies in Mykola's arms. The next day, two Ukrainian militia members find an exhausted Mykola next to Nastya's body. They check his documents and help bury Nastya. Mykola returns to what was once his home and finds there the wooden angel that Nastya once made for him. They take Mykola with them and drive him to their base. When they arrive, the commander reprimands his subordinates for bringing a stranger here, fearing that he might be a spy. But Mykola shows his determination to join them in order to kick these bastards out of his country. Mykola is given a chance and is sent for training. Being a pacifist, Mykola has no idea how to handle a weapon, but he quickly adds to his knowledge by practicing at night while the others rest. One day, the training base is visited by two military men who are looking for volunteers for a sniper course. Among them is a veteran sniper nicknamed Kep. Only a few recruits express willingness, among them Mykola. The commander says that Mykola is not ready, as he cannot even assemble and disassemble an AK. But Mykola asks for a chance and assures him that he can do it in 20 seconds. The commander gives him a chance to prove himself and puts an AK-74 on the table. To everyone's surprise, Mykola blindfolds himself and demonstrates incredible skill, finishing in just 18 seconds. Having earned everyone's respect, Mykola goes to a sniper course. At the beginning of their training, all recruits are issued SVD-63s, but Mykola instead receives an outdated SKS. Mykola protests, but the warrant officer says there are no others. Mykola does well in the theory part of the training, making calculations even faster than Kep thanks to his knowledge of physics and math. During the practical training, the recruits are told that the most important thing for a sniper is to stay still in any situation. Kep orders the recruits to take aim, after which he shoots next to them. Most of the soldiers fail the test, but Mykola remains motionless. However, he fails the next test, which involves hitting a target with a covered scope. But even knowing that it may not be his mistake but a defect in the weapon, Mykola does not use this as an excuse. It is time for the final exam. The recruits must shoot at a target lighted only by a flare. Knowing the peculiarities of his rifle, Mykola does not shoot at once. He uses the light to calculate the exact distance to the target. Then, in total darkness, he hits exactly in the center. Thanks to such skills, Mykola gets the highest score and is sent to an elite unit. A week later, Mykola goes on his first mission. The Russians have captured an important checkpoint, and Mykola's squad is ordered to take it back. The infantrymen take up positions close to the enemy, and snipers aim at targets. They prepare to execute their plan, but at the last moment, Kep gives the order to stop, as a car with civilians is approaching the checkpoint. The Russians order the couple out of the car, then check their passports and keep them. The man tries to take his passport back, and a fight breaks out between them, during which the Russians shoot the man. Kep orders open fire, and the squad eliminates all targets perfectly, after which they regain control of the checkpoint. Before the next mission, the team sets up mines, hiding the detonator behind a sheet. When the enemy approaches the place of ambush, Mykola hesitates to take a shot, as he recognizes in one of the fighters his former pupil Ivan. Mykola still makes the shot, killing all the Russians, including Ivan. Kep asks who Ivan is, and Mykola replies that he's his former student.
Він зробив свій вибір.
Як і я.
Back from his mission, Kep looks at a photo of his family. Kep says that now his daughters think he's on a business trip, not a war. Kep wonders about the amulet Mykola carries around with him all the time, and Mykola replies that this is all that is left of his family. On the next mission, the snipers take up positions near the road where a Russian column is about to pass. Mykola notices one of the soldiers who killed his wife. He asks for permission to shoot, but Kep forbids it, as the others have not yet taken their positions. Mykola's anger takes over, and he shoots the Russian, thus giving away his position. An enemy sniper called Seri immediately fires back and kills Kep. Mykola loads Kep's body on his back and crawls with him into the trench under heavy mortar fire. Back at the base, the commander tells Mykola that as soon as the reconnaissance finds this sniper, they will call him to deal with him personally. 4 years later, Mykola becomes one of the best snipers and already goes out on missions on his own, thinking less and less about his safety, for which he gets his arm wounded, although the enemies are not so lucky. While resting, Mykola receives a call from the Brigadier General, and the latter informs him that they have found Seri. After gathering his ammunition, Mykola goes to headquarters to discuss the details of the operation. The command reports all the information they have managed to gather. Seri is hiding in one of the buildings of the chemical plant and has already killed 5 Ukrainian snipers and 3 machine gunners. He takes videos of his shots and puts them on the net to demoralize the Ukrainians, but this time, thanks to such a video, his whereabouts were revealed. One of the soldiers suggests covering his position with mines, but Mykola objects, as there is a chlorine storage facility on this territory, and using explosives could lead to an environmental disaster. The officer makes it clear that as soon as the guards are eliminated, Mykola will have to sneak inside the building and eliminate the sniper. The day of the mission comes, and the snipers take their positions, while Mykola slowly creeps towards the factory. After getting close, Mykola eliminates 2 Russians, one of whom turns out to be the one who burned down his house. After making sure everyone is on their targets, they eliminate all guards at the same time, hiding the sounds of gunfire behind a machine gun burst. Only 2 snipers remain alive, among them Seri. Having stopped receiving messages, he orders to check what's wrong and himself goes to the roof. At this time, Mykola gets close to them and sets a grenade on the position of one of the snipers. Seri finds one of his snipers dead and calls for backup, which arrives in 10 minutes. He returns to his position, looking through his scope, but notices in his peripheral vision a wooden angel nearby. Immediately, Mykola jumps on top of him, driving his knife into his throat. At the same time, another sniper returns to his post and is killed by a grenade left earlier by Mykola. Mykola takes off Seri's watch and gets into a comfortable position to meet the reinforcements. A few minutes later, backup arrives and their commander calls Seri over the radio. The Russians jump out of their trucks, but they don't stand a chance against the well-coordinated group of Ukrainian snipers. Having avenged those he loved and respected, Mykola returns to his former home and fixes Nastia's grave cross. He wants to leave his amulet there, but changes his mind, as he will still need it. A few years later, Mykola is lying in his position again, as the full-scale invasion is in full swing, and he once again has a lot of work to do.